Hello YouTube, Infinite Match Great Community, Gandalf here. So bringing you another episode of Guild Arena Battles, and today I'll be doing a little bit of account takeover of another Big Kraken account, and I think some of you really enjoy me walking you through and showcasing these type of accounts where, normally we don't get to see these in action very often. I'm going to be doing some attacks for Captchaos here. We did his team lineup earlier today. Kind of, we kind of created the lineups for him as well. So let's go over his composition first before we do a couple of attacks. We're not going to be able to do all the attacks today. We'll just do a few. Um, I learned later that there's a little bit of speed tuning issue where his handler is a little bit slower than Donald. Ideally, in this situation, you want to be able to strip the nuke with your nuker there. But the concepts are pretty straightforward in each of these comps. So the last comp here allows you to deal with the commonly prone uh, Donalds in the meta, allowing you to redirect that silence to Alec, allowing you to quickly Popper Bunny into Nita for the ultimate and focus following that up. So a very common offensive setup. And it protects your team in many ways because Popper and Bunny usually is faster than the enemy team by quite a bit, allowing you to push them back and then Bunny up your Nita for the most part and being able to catch the opponent off guard. We got an Agatha E3 here, so this is a very standard common speed cleave comp with Panda protecting the team. We're gonna have to check his Panda speed. I hope it's a really slow Panda to deal with any freeze situations. So yeah, we're gonna show the stats as soon as we go into the battle. So let's get right into it. All right, up against the first team. So the idea here is um, now because of the freeze. It's a little bit trickier to deal with. If they didn't have this freeze here, we will have much easier time. So here I'm going to go for the panda composition here. We are going to hope that Agatha is able to take care of business. And we'll go from there. The second team here is where even if Popper pushes back, we can push them back as well. So we should be able to secure first turn for the cleave. And here's what I'm hoping is because Donald is going to stop that Nita, it's going to allow us to have only to eat one nuke from Nita, and hopefully we're able to survive it. If you look at the stats wise, massive cracking accounts. So I'm hoping with the additional tower bonus, we should be having no issues taking care of the enemy and surviving the first round, and then finishing them off after. So let's get right into it. So let's quickly show the stats. Well, I guess the stat, I think it's more important to look at the speeds. 31, 41 speed. I mean, the other stats, I think, I mean, we can see their crit and crit damage a little bit on these heroes. This one looks a little bit misplaced. I mean, the crit damage is really high. But the crit rate probably really needs to be, worked on a little bit for this Agatha. I mean, it's an E3 Agatha. It looks so beautiful. It just, unfortunately, the crit rate there needs a little bit of work. The Ben Austin could be a little bit faster. The effective hit is very nice on it though. Panda is slow, not slow enough. I would recommend putting a level 0 boots on it, but the effective res is a little bit disgusting there. Considering there is no, actually no, the base is only 146, so could do better on an account like this. Don't think there's an echo on this yet. So yeah, I think what he told me is he hasn't got a lot of echo set up yet, so some summons are required to get the echoes properly set up for all of these heroes. Yeah, so some of these are not the right setup for echo, so we got to work on this account with him a little bit. All right, let's get started. But I mean, the base stat is obviously there, so I'm glad Space here was able to survive the res. So about yep, the effective res was enough. But definitely, if your panda is like super slow, you should be able to always have your panda jump in front of the space. So Agatha's not going to be able to attack, but let's deal with our primary threat here. Um, I think let's deal with the Lydia first. Um, and then let's deal with the Donald after. So now Donald's on the second life already. Wow. Yeah, that's. Oh, Donald. Okay, Donald's now. Oh, right. That was the apple. Okay. No worries. No problem. Let's go one more turn on the bunny hop. I have to understand how Agatha's revive work. I'm surprised Agatha didn't do a revive on that. Or there was a revive, I just didn't notice it. But that should, I mean, deal with a rest because I can survive through all of this perma freeze nonsense because of Agatha. But the problem is we have to deal with both of them are protected, so this is going to be a little bit annoying to deal with. Oh, okay, so there you go. Agatha revived. I have to look at Agatha's E3. How does it work? Um, okay, 3 turn cooldown. If there are dead allies at start of the turn, okay, so every 3 turns we can revive somebody. Good. But Panda is Panda. You need to survive and get the res up. Um, this is also why you should have your Panda at 150 higher effective res, so that when these kind of silly things happen, you don't get frozen. Okay, so maybe let's try to take down the Nazo. I mean, the enemy is not, you know, okay, well, that's helpful, that we brought back Nordak, except I think he's gonna get killed. Okay, let's take this opportunity to to see if we can do something about this. 100 turns, wow. Okay, this is not looking good. But let's hope we get a CC off of this. No CC. Okay, at least we got a resistance there. Okay, Panda's back. Panda doesn't have the debuff down now, so we have a chance. Okay, we got rid of the apple, so we just need one more good hit to be able to okay, good. This is important. Let's get the HP buff. Now we can nuke AoE. Oh, I think next turn we can do it. Yes, there you go. Good, we got rid of that. Okay, we can auto the rest now. Phew. Well, Agatha E3 definitely was clutch there to help us win this one. Okay, second battle here. So here, what we're expecting is we're gonna tank it by having the Lydia buff there for damage reduction. So you can see we only got 1 round of it, and Hengo has managed to protect that, to protect our Donald here. So what we're looking for now is to make sure that we want to, yeah, we probably want to shield it first. Okay, now, seems like I'm not sure how this happened, but why did our Donald get to go? Anyways, we get to go, which means we can kill something, and obviously we should try to kill the Nita, though. I don't know, is this strong enough to kill it? Oh my god. See the difference in power is quite something there than what I'm used to on my own account. All right, here's the AoE. We're going to do that not for the CC, but more for the heal. And we need to protect our teams. Let's deal with that. Okay, I think it's safe to auto from here onward. Okay, that is quite something. All right, and this is where we show where you can use your Nita to nicely do a double AoE cleave. And because of Elec, even if Popper goes, the stun is transferred over. So some be like, oh, why aren't you not using the blue pill to make sure that your Nita is safe? Well, that's what Elec is for. So you can really go for the triple nuke there. All right, so our first 3-0. We'll probably have time to maybe 2 more fights. Let's go against this person here. So again, a very similar situation where we're dealing with Lydia and Donald. So this is my favorite situation. So now we can showcase how this team really is effective against that. We're going to use Panda against this team and our last team. So the last team we're using our Donald to really control Nita here. We're going to eat 1 AoE, but we should be able to survive the rest, and then we'll contain the battle from there. And we'll just abuse Agatha E3 on the last team. Okay, right into it. So you can see 1. See how the little the mark from Donald got transferred over to Alec. This is pretty much if you don't have to deal with Brynhild counters, and at this level of the game where you can have Nitas that just eat right through um, Brynhild's with this kind of nuking, you really don't actually need um, you don't really need another DPS. You can just do triple. And so you can see here the bunny gave the extra attack there. Except I'm a little bit worried. I hope everything's gonna die. I really hope so. From all of the remaining poison here. You can see there were like 9 stacks of poison there. Oh, there we go. Oh, good. Okay, so now again, same situation. This time we're gonna turn meter reduce them. They're gonna do all of that, but they're gonna have to go a second time, and I protect myself. Ooh, that was not good. The extra turn happened. I have a bad feeling that everything else is going to die, but we should be able to kill the bunny and kill the Nita from this. And what I'm hoping is that Heng is going to survive, or somehow Donald. Yeah, Donald's not going to. Yeah, I kind of overestimated how much the Donald will be able to do here. We have to kill the Popper last if we want any chance of surviving. We need to get some heal off of that. Come on, get some counterattacks in. Yes, thank you, heal. Okay, so we have to kill the Popper last, because if the Popper blows up, we're gonna die. Not looking good. But he does have a little bit of leech on this particular skill, so maybe we'll do the AoE there to heal a bit. But hopefully the next time we get our skill back, we should be able to kill the bunny, hopefully. Okay, next turn we kill the bunny. Good. Come on, more counterattacks, please. Let's see if the bunny dies from that. Perfect. Okay. So now we just need to show how Donald is going to be broken, and we're going to try to kill the panda instead. Okay, we're getting a lot of our health back. So this is how you abuse a E5 Donald. Oh my God, Donald actually survived that. Okay, we're gonna wait until the falls off. Perfect. Big AoE. Counterattack. Donald, 1v5. I hope you guys are enjoying this content, and if you like, what I'm showing here, please like and subscribe. It will really be supportive of me and help me grow the channel. Um, this is what probably a car worth of money spent on an account, a luxury car worth of money spent on an account could potentially do. Um, Many of us probably will never do this, but it's nice to see what these kind of accounts can do. Um, so we can kind of vicariously enjoy these accounts through these mega whales, krakens, megalodons out here. Okay, we're going to start off with a reset because we saw his Ben Austin with a ridiculous amount of effective hit. So that should really get us off to a good start. Um, I'm more worried about their Agatha than the Brynhild, but I don't think there's much to worry about given how easily we just went through his team like that. Okay, I think I'm just going to auto the rest. All right. Okay, so that's 2 battles of 3-0. We'll do one last one, and we'll give it back to Captchaos for him to do the rest of the attack himself. And again, I appreciate him lending me or letting me do some of his attack for him for content. And we're going to be against someone who has higher power than him now. Mad Life at 2.7 million against Captchaos at 26.3. So I think this is going to be a challenge. Now on Gandalf the White, you guys can see my scores. I got a score of 34, highest in our tower. Um, but I did lose one to Mad Life, so hopefully I can redeem myself and go for the 3-0, but it's going to be challenging. So for this composition, again, the first team comp, it's pretty straightforward. It just screams, need a cleave there. Does it? I have to think twice about this one. Because this need a cleave team will also work very nicely on the second team, provided it doesn't get counterattacked to death by Brynhild and Donald. That was actually the second team was one I lost to because of the excessive amount of counterattacks there. I mean, in theory, which one am I afraid of more? I mean, Donald should be able to force the Lydia to attack it, which means now I'm dealing with a situation where I don't have to deal with stealing buffs. Well, I'm stealing his buffs. So guys, let's go for 3-0 this way. Okay, so here's the idea. In these kind of mirror matchups of Heng, Donald is gonna have advantage over the Lydia. Um, the bunny is going to go on top of Lydia for sure. There's no reason why the Lydia doesn't have the highest attack. And then from there, because I have a Santa, I can freeze most of his unit, and there's no control on the enemy team that I should be worried about. So I will be able to use the defensive setup on Lydia, and this will give me a huge advantage. In the second team, this is a standard cleave, and the Donalds, should go off onto Nita. Yes, I'm going to eat a lot of counterattack, but what I'm hoping is the bunny is gonna be able to help me tank it. Fingers crossed for good RNG. I think this is probably the only way of me doing or do I feel like the other way? Like, oh, it's such a tough choice. Like, I mean this. Okay, let's go this way. I think we'll go this way because I if the bad RNG happens, I could get counterattacked to death pretty badly. But in this setup, the Donalds are going to cancel out each other, or he's going to go after my Lydia. We have to see which one. But because I got a strip, I can deal with it. And, the Lydia is going to give me the advantage against the second team. So I think this is the safest way to go for a 3-0. Okay, and here, because of the Elec, we can actually now use the red buff, which is very important because we do want to get all 3 hits in. Guaranteed 3 hits. So again, for those of you watching, this is pretty much the strongest cleave option right now in the game. Okay, so we got Lydia versus Donald. So I controlled his Donald, but his Donald's marked my Lydia. So what we want to do here is turn. Oh, I can't turn me to reduce the panda there. This is not good. This is bad. This is really bad. What we want to do is just give ourselves the speed up here. Good. I'm glad he built his Nordak with a lot of resistance. That's something he used to do on his own account too. Okay, so we got this. Okay, we're gonna go for the strip here. Oh my. Oh, what's happening? That was a lot of counterattacks. Okay, so now we know Panda is on cooldown, right? So this time it's actually okay. Like some of you are like, I'm too afraid to use CC against Panda. No, as long as the Panda CC is done with, it's perfectly fine to use CCs to in between. Okay, so Henga is really buying us a lot of time, but I think Henga is going to die at this point. Still surviving. Okay, not surviving anymore. Okay, so we lost our Henga. Um, we should probably, but Nordak has no, there's not enough shields around to really take advantage of Nordak, so I'm gonna have to shield up. And this is where I get my opportunity to kill something on the enemy team. That's a real problem. I'm actually more worried about the Santa. Oh well, friggin' well. That's a lot of damage. Um, right, the Lydia is also boosting damage now, right? I remember now because of the buff there, the offensive buff. So now we should safely be able to deal with the rest of the problems. We can go for the freeze, it's safe. Reduce the turn meter, and we go for the kill on the Brynhild. That's a tanky Brynhild. Let's finish the panda off and see if we can get imprisoned on the target so it cannot counterattack. That's very important when you're using Lydia, right? All these are ways of dealing with Brynhild. You just want to control it. Make sure that there isn't counterattack coming back at you. Okay, good. It seems the enemy has a lot of faster than Panda, allowing me to go first on it. So now we deal with the primary threat. Good, and we can safely auto from here, I believe. Brynhild should be stripping first, and then AoE. Very beautiful, clean kill. So there you have it. Thanks again, Captchaos, for letting me use your account. And for those of you watching, I hope you enjoyed me using a Super Megalodon account to share with you on what those accounts kind of look like. Again, I appreciate your continued support if you're watching to this point. And catch me next time while I'm sharing exciting PvP content. Take care wherever you're at.